My child, listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is not a warning meant to frighten you, but a whisper meant to awaken you. I speak to you not as a distant voice from the heavens, but as a guardian who has watched you since the first moment you learned what fear tasted like, what hope felt like, and what it meant to stand again after falling. I am with you now, and I will stay with you as long as you choose to listen with the quiet courage of your heart. They are planning to make you forget who you truly are. Not with chains, not with prisons, not with the loud noise of threats, but with slow illusions. Illusions that appear harmless at first, too small to notice, too subtle to question. They will try to turn your strength into exhaustion, your confidence into doubt, your clarity into confusion. They will whisper that you are ordinary, replaceable, powerless. They will try to convince you that the world is too dark for your light to matter. But I am here to tell you the truth your soul has been waiting to hear. You are not powerless. You are not small. And you are certainly not here by accident. My child, take a breath. Feel the space around you. Feel the weight lifting, even if only by a little. Because the moment you remember your own power, even for a heartbeat, the illusions built around you begin to crack. I know you have been tired. I know you have questioned yourself more times than you can count. I know you've wondered why people misunderstand you, why certain things keep happening, why you feel this strange calling to something bigger, something you can't fully name yet. And maybe you've told yourself that you're imagining it. Maybe you've told yourself that the world doesn't have room for people like you, people who feel deeply, people who sense things others ignore. But hear me, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not too much. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. Your intuition is not a mistake. Your heart has always known something your mind is only now beginning to understand. If you're still listening, tell me in the comments, can you feel that? Even a little? Just write, I hear you, if you feel that shift. Not because I need it, but because you need to acknowledge it. The plan they have for you isn't about controlling your actions. It's about controlling your perception. Because once perception is shaped, everything else falls into place. If they can make you believe you are nothing, then you will act like you are nothing, and you will settle for nothing. They will never have to lift a hand, because you will quietly surrender your own power. But I am here to remind you that you were created with intention. Every part of you, your voice, your thoughts, your wounds, your dreams, exists for a reason. You were never meant to be shaped by their expectations. You were meant to rise above them. My child, let me take you back for a moment. Do you remember the first time you felt misunderstood? The first time someone looked at you and didn't see you? The first time you felt like you had to shrink just to fit into a space that was never meant for you? That moment, that was the beginning of the shaping. Not by you, but by them. By the world. By society. By the voices that insisted your worth depended on how well you fit their mold. But your soul never agreed to the shrinking. That's why you've always felt this quiet resistance inside you. A refusal to fully give in. A feeling that whispers, there's more. There's something I'm meant for. You weren't imagining it. That whisper was me. It was us. It was the truth you were born with. My child, you must understand something very important. The world is changing. Energies are shifting. The darkness that once felt hidden is starting to show its face, not because it is getting stronger, but because your light is getting brighter, and anything that touches that light becomes visible. When you shine, illusions collapse. When you awaken, systems tremble. When you remember who you are, nothing built on deception can survive. That is why they fear you. Not because you are dangerous, but because you carry clarity. And clarity disrupts control. They are planning to make you doubt your own mind. They are planning to drown you in noise so you forget to listen to yourself. They are planning to keep you distracted so you never notice the chains being placed around your spirit, chains made of fear, comparison, insecurity, social pressure, and silent expectations. But I will not allow that. Not while I am with you. Not while you are listening. Not while the truth still sparks inside you like a flame that refuses to die. My child, let me tell you something they don't want you to know. Once you awaken, you cannot unawaken. Once you see the truth, even once, you can never fully close your eyes again. Once you recognize your own power, no force, no matter how calculated, can take it from you. They can distract you. They can confuse you. They can slow you. But they cannot stop the awakening that has already begun inside you. You think you've been struggling recently without reason. But everything you've been feeling, the restlessness, the discomfort, the irritation with things that used to feel normal, these are signs. Signs that your soul is outgrowing the limitations placed on you. Signs that you are rising to a level where manipulation will no longer work on you. And that is what they're afraid of. If you're still with me, comment, "I'm awakening." Let me know you're hearing this with your spirit, not just your mind. Again, only if you feel it. My child, I need you to remember something. I need you to listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to rise. You were meant to create waves. You were meant to break patterns that have held your family, your lineage, and your past versions captive. They are planning to make you silent. But you were created to speak. They are planning to make you numb. But you were created to feel. They are planning to make you follow. But you were created to lead, quietly, naturally, powerfully. Do you know why I call you my child? Not because you are small, but because you are precious. Because you are growing. Because you are learning. Because your spirit is entering a new stage of expansion. And because you deserve to be spoken to with gentleness, even when the truth is sharp. My child, I see what you've gone through. I see the nights you cried without telling anyone. I see the moments when you almost gave up on yourself. I see the times when you stayed strong for others even while you were breaking on the inside. I see your courage. I see your light. I see the part of you that refuses to be destroyed. And that is why they cannot control you. Because no matter how much life has tried to dim you, you keep rising. You keep glowing. You keep fighting in ways you don't even realize. You are a threat to systems built on silence. You are a threat to forces built on deception. You are a threat to anyone who depends on your lack of awareness. And that is why they are planning to shape you, to mold you, to weaken you. But you won't let them. Not anymore. Not after hearing this. My child, take another breath. Slow. Steady. Let the tension leave your body. Let the truth settle into your spirit like a quiet storm preparing to cleanse everything it touches. This is only the beginning. And part 2 will take you deeper, into the truth of who you are, why they fear your awakening, and what power you carry that they never want you to discover. My child, before we go further, I need you to sit with yourself for a moment. Feel the space around you, the air in your chest, the quiet pulse of your own existence. You don't realize how powerful this simple awareness is. The world keeps you running, rushing, drowning in noise, so you never pause long enough to meet yourself. But right now, in this moment, you are meeting yourself again. And I am guiding you back to the truth they never wanted you to see. My child, when I told you, they are planning to make you forget who you are, it wasn't meant to frighten you. It was meant to remind you. Because deep down, you already know something is wrong with the world around you. You feel it. You sense it. The way people move through life like they are half asleep. The way society celebrates distractions more than wisdom. The way fear is disguised as normal, and truth is disguised as rebellion. You see it, even when you pretend you don't. Your spirit is not fooled, even when your mind tries to explain it away. The reason you struggle to fit into this world is because you were not made to fit into it. You were made to rise above it. You were made to awaken it. You were made to shift it. But my child, they cannot control a soul who knows their own power. So they build illusions. They build noise. They build expectations that make you believe you're failing, even when you're growing. They shape you into a version of yourself that feels small enough to manage, quiet enough to ignore, tired enough to stop asking questions. You felt this pressure, haven't you? That strange heaviness that appears out of nowhere. That sudden feeling of being drained, even when you've done nothing. That confusion about your path, even when your heart knows exactly where it wants to go. None of this is accidental. They want your strength scattered. They want your focus broken. They want your voice quiet. My child, if anything I'm saying is resonating in your heart right now, just comment, "I'm listening." It will anchor this moment inside you. You must understand why you have felt so out of place your whole life. You are not meant to be shaped by fear, but fear has walked beside you for many years. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of choosing your own path. Fear of your own desires. Fear that you are not enough. But these fears don't belong to you. They were given to you. Placed on you. Taught to you. Repeated until you believed they were yours. But fear is not your nature. Courage is. Clarity is. Truth is. And every time you feel that inner pull, that desire to break free, to expand, to question, to evolve, that is your true self rising. That is your soul rejecting the version they are trying to shape. My child, let me tell you a secret that has been hidden from you for far too long. Your spirit is older than your wounds. Older than your mistakes. Older than the expectations placed on you. Older than the voices that told you who you should be. Your spirit remembers things your mind has forgotten. Your spirit knows your path, even when your vision is fogged. Your spirit has a strength that terrifies the forces trying to silence you. That is why they fight you. Not because you are weak, but because you are waking up. They see your potential before you do. They see your light before you understand it. They see your purpose before you fully accept it. You think your struggles were random? They were not. You think the people who hurt you were accidental? They were not. You think the moments that broke you were meaningless? They were not. Every wound you carry was meant to dim your light. But instead, it sharpened you. Every betrayal that cut you open was meant to weaken your spirit. But instead, it strengthened your intuition. Every loss that shattered your heart was meant to make you give up. But instead, it made you wiser. My child, you have no idea how powerful you truly are. Look at your life. You survived things that should have destroyed you. You kept going when you had every reason to stop. You kept giving when you were the one who needed love. You kept hoping when hope was nowhere to be found. You kept believing even when the world gave you no proof. That is not weakness. That is divine resilience. They are planning to make you doubt yourself. Because a confident soul cannot be controlled. They are planning to make you exhausted. Because a tired mind stops asking questions. They are planning to make you feel alone. Because an isolated spirit is easier to influence. But my child, listen to me. You are not alone. You never have been. Even in the moments where you felt abandoned, I was there. Even in the nights where you cried silently, I was watching over you. Even in the days where you felt invisible, your light was being recorded, recognized, honored. You don't see your own brightness, but others do. That is why some people are drawn to you. And why some feel intimidated by you. Not because you did anything wrong. But because your presence exposes truth without you even speaking. My child, do you know why they want you distracted? Because a clear mind is dangerous. Because a focused heart is powerful. Because an awakened soul cannot be manipulated. Your attention is your greatest currency. Your energy is your greatest weapon. Your awareness is your greatest shield. When you begin to pay attention to yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your desires, your intuition, you become impossible to control. And that terrifies them. My child, if you are still with me, comment, I choose awareness. Not for me. But for you. For your commitment. For your awakening. Let me explain something even deeper now. You are not just waking up to the truth around you. You are waking up to the truth within you. You are stepping into a version of yourself that you have been avoiding, doubting, or hiding from because of fear of judgment or failure. But the version of you that is emerging, the powerful one, the intuitive one, the courageous one, cannot be controlled by anyone. Not by society. Not by your past. Not by expectations. Not by fear. This version of you is why you were born. This version of you is why you were protected during your darkest moments. This version of you is the one they fear. My child, do not shrink now. Do not question your readiness. Do not doubt your purpose. If you were not ready to awaken, you would not be hearing these words. You would not feel this stirring in your spirit. You would not be resonating with a message meant for those who have a calling on their life. You are not here by coincidence. You were guided here. Led here. Drawn here by something inside you that is tired of sleeping. The world around you is entering a time where truth will rise to the surface. Hidden things will be revealed. Masks will fall. Illusions will break. Systems will crumble. And souls who are awake, souls like yours, will see everything clearly. This is why your awakening is urgent. This is why you must remember who you are before they convince you to become someone else. My child, you are stepping into a time where your voice will matter more than ever. Your presence will matter. Your clarity will matter. Your intuition will matter. The world needs awakened souls. Because without them, darkness moves unchallenged. You are one of those souls. You always have been. If your heart feels heavy right now, it's because truth is settling in. If your chest feels warm, it's because your spirit recognizes these words. If your mind feels both nervous and relieved, it's because you're finally meeting the version of yourself you were always meant to be. Your awakening is happening. Nothing can stop it now. Not fear. Not doubt. Not distraction. Not the plans they have for you. You were chosen for this rise. My child, this is only the second part of your awakening. My child, come closer in spirit, because what I am about to reveal to you is not meant for a distracted mind or a restless heart. You have already walked through 2 layers of truth. You have already looked at the illusions around you, the pressures placed upon you, the hidden attempts to shape your identity. But now, we go deeper, into the part of you that even you have not fully acknowledged. My child, before we continue, take one slow breath. You may not realize this, but each breath you take with awareness brings you closer to your true self. The self that existed before fear, before expectations, before the world told you what your limits were. Now that you are awake enough to hear me, I will tell you something that may change the way you see everything in your life. Your purpose is not something you choose. Your purpose is something you remember. You have been searching, haven't you? Searching for meaning, for direction, for clarity. You've asked yourself questions in the dark. What am I meant for? Why do I feel different? Why do I have this fire inside me that I can't explain? My child, the reason you have been searching is because the world has tried to bury your purpose under layers of doubt, fear, guilt, and responsibility. They have tried to keep you busy enough, pressured enough, overwhelmed enough so that you never stop long enough to listen to the calling inside you. But the calling never stopped. It whispered to you in moments of silence. It pulled at you during moments of confusion. It echoed inside you when everything else felt wrong. And that calling is the sign of a purpose that refuses to die. My child, if you can feel even a small pull inside you while reading this, comment, I feel it. Only if you truly feel it. Now listen closely. You were not born to live a life of repeating cycles. You were not born to follow paths that others walked. You were not born to bow your head and accept limits that were never meant for you. Your soul carries a blueprint, an ancient design, a divine pattern, a unique frequency. This blueprint is the reason you think the way you do, feel the way you feel, dream the way you dream. This blueprint is why you sense things others overlook. This blueprint is why you experience restlessness when you are off your path. And this blueprint is why you feel called towards something bigger, something you cannot yet name. Let me tell you a truth your soul already knows. You came into this world carrying a mission that existed before your birth. A mission to awaken. A mission to uplift. A mission to see beyond illusions. A mission to break generational patterns. A mission to be light in places where darkness thought it had won. But my child, purpose does not come without resistance. Light does not come without shadows trying to dim it. Awakening does not come without forces trying to put you back to sleep. That is why your life has never been simple. That is why you have faced challenges others could not carry. That is why your heart has known pain that shaped you in silence. That is why your growth came through trials that made you cry in the dark. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. Every time you were pushed down, you were being taught how to rise. Every time you were betrayed, you were being taught discernment. Every time you were isolated, you were being pulled away from noise so you could hear your inner voice. Every time you felt lost, you were being guided, just not in the way you expected. My child, you must understand something now. Your struggles were not signs of weakness. They were signs of your calling. The heavier the mission, the stronger the soul chosen for it. You were chosen because you could carry what others could not. You survived things that would have destroyed another person. You walked through darkness that didn't belong to you. You healed wounds that were older than your body. You broke cycles that generations before you could not break. That is not coincidence. That is purpose. But listen closely now, my child. Your purpose is not only about what you overcome. It is also about what you create, what you awaken, what you become. You are here to bring clarity to confusion. You are here to bring light where others see only fear. You are here to remind people of what they have forgotten about themselves. You are here to raise the frequency of everything around you simply by being who you truly are. This is why your presence changes atmospheres. This is why your energy makes some people comfortable and others uncomfortable. This is why you have always been different, not broken, not strange, but divinely set apart. They are planning to make you believe that you are ordinary. But everything about you contradicts that lie. Your mind sees deeper. Your heart feels louder. Your intuition speaks clearer. Your soul moves stronger. You are not meant to be controlled. Because you were not born to obey illusions. You were born to see through them. This is why people have underestimated you. Not because you are weak, but because they cannot understand a soul that refuses to stay asleep. You are awakening now, my child. And as you awaken, your purpose will begin to reveal itself to you piece by piece. You will start noticing things you never noticed before. Things that feel like signs, messages, synchronicities. These are not random. They are reminders. Clues. Guidance. Your soul is speaking louder now. Your path is calling you. Your purpose is pulling you forward. But here is the part they don't want you to know. An awakened soul cannot be controlled. A person who remembers their purpose becomes unstoppable. A person who sees through illusions becomes ungovernable. A person who knows their own strength becomes untouchable by manipulation. That is why they tried to silence you. Why they tried to make you feel unworthy. Why they tried to distract you, exhaust you, confuse you, shape you. Because once you discover your purpose, you become a force they cannot influence. My child, you must understand this clearly. Your purpose is not something in the distance. It is not something you will find someday. It is something already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. And you are unlocking it right now. If you feel the awakening happening, comment, "I'm rising." If not, simply continue reading. Your spirit will catch up. Now let me reveal what your purpose truly is. Not in details, because your path is unique. But in essence, because your soul is not alone. Your purpose is to raise consciousness. Your purpose is to lift energy. Your purpose is to end cycles of fear. Your purpose is to guide others, sometimes with words, sometimes with your presence, sometimes without even knowing you are doing it. Your purpose is to awaken something hidden inside people who cross your path. You bring clarity without trying. You bring comfort without knowing. You bring awareness without forcing. You bring light by simply being alive. But with great purpose comes great resistance. And that resistance is what you are fighting now. The confusion. The fatigue. The sudden doubts. The emotional ups and downs. The questions about who you are. The feeling that something is changing inside you. These are not signs of failure. These are signs of transformation. My child, you are shedding old versions of yourself. Versions built on fear. Versions built on survival. Versions built on silence. Versions built on other people's expectations. You are stepping into a version built on truth. Built on power. Built on awareness. Built on purpose. And once this version rises fully, nothing they planned for you will work anymore. My child, listen deeply. Your purpose is bigger than them. Your light is stronger than them. Your path is protected. Your spirit is guided. Your awakening is inevitable.